Welcome to the Rank 'em Podcast reaction show where we discuss the lists we just put together.
Yeah, we do.
And
Sports gambling events, top five.
top 5 sports gambling events. Don is losing money on the over-under on the national anthem at the Super Bowl.
Oh, I lost money on the coin flip too.
The old corn flip.
If I had bet, I would have lost money.
For amusement purposes only.
Well, I live in Ohio where there's no sports gambling.
Definitely.
So I can only assume. No, not even any winks. I'm
Sounds like
above
I'm on the
board.
up and up. I'm on the up and up. Definitely don't.
Actually, I think it's legal for me to, like, when I'm in Indiana, it's legal for me to gamble then at that point.
Yeah. On
But
mobile betting.
Yeah, but I still just haven't done it because
I don't make enough money to lose it.
I'm not willing to bet enough money to make any substantial money, if that makes sense.
That does make sense.
Same reason why I'm not a millionaire because of Dogecoin, because I put $100 in a few weeks ago. So now that $100 is
Worth
a little bit more than $100. Like, my Bitcoin is worth a little bit more than $100. My GameStop is worth a little bit more than what I paid for it.
You're a tycoon.
Right. Now, if I had $1 million, then we're talking big money.
Right.
But we're talking $130 that I don't want to withdraw because I don't want to worry about taxes.
Right. So I'm diamond hand. I'm not diamond handed out of principle.
No,
I'm diamond handed out of principle.
I diamond hand out of meme.
Yep.
And because I don't want to go through the process of doing the taxes on it.
That's fair. So we went to the Bristol night race twice.
We did.
And some of us have gotten maybe a bit
Pickled kid.
too inebriated a time or two.
So Garrett goes and gets drunk like the first night.
Like an idiot.
Doesn't drink the rest of the time.
Nope. So bad.
Whereas I drink and get drunk the first night, and then every other night,
So we
like a real American at a NASCAR race.
we got to Bristol, and we were too lazy to set up the grill, so we didn't eat anything the first night.
Didn't you not bring a propane tank?
No, I did. The first year we brought just like cold meat. We didn't have a grill.
That's right.
And then after like a day and a half of eating just cold turkey sandwiches,
yeah.
you're like, I'm going to McDonald's. But the second year we had a grill,
right.
and we're like, I don't want to set this up yet. So we ate fudge rounds, and then each drank a case of beer. And I wasn't that great at that. Where you and others who were in our group were well versed in the drink a case of beer but eat nothing diet. So I woke up.
Yeah, we were doing this
in a porta potty.
22, 23.
Yeah, I was 23.
So
You had
I
probably
would
just
also
turned 24.
Oh yeah, it was literally like 3 days after my birthday.
Yeah. So I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning in a porta potty with the door open in the rain, shouting phrases you cannot shout
No.
like, under any circumstances. And
So anyway, we pulled up the first morning, like at 9, 10 a.m., whatever it was, whenever the campground's officially open. We timed our drive up to get there around then.
so we could get to where we wanted to be because we knew people.
No, not the first morning.
first-
The first morning, the first trip.
Okay, first, gotcha.
We go up there, and it's like the stone little like parking area, and we're driving, trying to figure out where we're going. And we get to the end of this stone parking, or this stone driveway, and it tees. You can go left or right, but I look straight up ahead of us, and I'm like, that's a spot right there. There's only there was a truck kind of parked in it and like a chair. And so I have Garrett get out and move the chair, and I'm like cramming this. Oh, what did I drive? Drove Mom's van. So I'm like just barely fitting Mom's van into this spot when the guy comes out and he's like, "Oh, I'll move my truck."
Like, oh, okay.
Okay. Moves his truck over so then we could like back up and move it and do an appropriate spot.
Have
and
a sunroom.
put our tent up and everything like that. But he ended up being a super nice guy. Like, we're not going out of our way to talk to anybody
Right.
at this thing. We're just going to be.
That's for my entire existence. I'm
Yeah.
not trying to make friends. Yeah, I'm not. I'm not trying to talk to people.
So, like, we kind of just slowly get our stuff out and start putting it up. And then this guy comes over and talks to us, and we're like, bro, just leave us alone.
We're not trying to be friendly.
So he goes and leaves, and we keep putting our stuff up. And it wasn't an hour later. He comes back over, but this time he's got the way to our heart, which is food. And
Yeah.
sits there and talks to us and drinks beer with us. And we ended up, he was our best friend for that 4-day, 5-day period that we were there.
Yeah.
And so the next year we went back. I don't know if we told him we were going or not.
I think they asked before, like they were like, "You guys come back every year." We're like, maybe we will." And so, like like a month before, they're like, "You guys coming to Bristol?" Yeah, actually, I think we are.
They're like, all right, we'll save your spot for you. So we pull up,
Cool.
and they've got like chairs and trucks and everything. They've been there for like 3 days.
Right.
at
I was
this
going to say.
point.
So, mind you, the race is on Saturday night, so we get there like Wednesday. The first, like the truck series race is
Yeah.
on Wednesday. They have been there since the previous Sunday, so they are there 6 days before the race, just because they enjoy being there. Where we're like, we will get there for the race, and then we will leave Sunday morning after.
Which they go there for the parking spot, which is on the top of a hill on either side, which is smart because if it rains, and it probably will,
and it does,
all the water goes downhill
away from
through
them.
our tent, and our tent was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they saved our spot the next year and repeat a year one, except for we had an additional buddy with us. But the first year we one of the nights, like all of the trailers for the NASCAR cars come through, and it's like a big like mini
a
event.
parade, yeah.
And me and Garrett are walking back up the hill to our camping spot from the road, and we see this dude just passed out.
Okay, because I thought you were gonna. So there's a dude at this parade thing that he is as drunk as a standing human being as I've ever seen. And we ask, like, he's just talking. He's like, "I'm from Chicago, blah blah blah." I'm like, "What do you do?" And he's like, "I'm a counselor, alcohol counselor." And he's dead serious. And he's like, "I've just been having a really tough couple weeks. My daughter got hit by a car a couple weeks ago." Like, what the fuck is going on right now? But this dude's an alcohol counselor and is the drunkest human being I've ever seen standing, talking coherently. It was amazing. But he's just like, "I'm a counselor," and then like laughs. It's like, alcohol counselor, and you like 3 sheets to the wind, drunk, pissy pants drunk. But yes, back to.
So we walk back up and we see this dude passed out that looks like he might have like cracked his head on the hitch of the trailer that they brought with him.
He is inches away from under the hitch.
Yeah. How he got under there, I don't know.
Without conking his noggin.
But he, as
Like-
his friend would say, was fucking pickled, kid.
He was past pickle.
These guys from Connecticut.
Yeah.
And we actually got to be pretty good friends with them as well. They did not come back the following
They
year.
did not. But there were some Canadians that camped next to us the next year.
Yeah.
They were good dudes. Everybody in America thinks we drive to the border, park our fucking cars, and hop on our snowmobiles and drive home to our igloos. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
that's an accurate representation of Canada.
So how do we get to roughly where you live? Oh, well, if you go up to Detroit, it's about 40 miles as the
As
crow
the crow
flies.
flies, and we're like, what the fuck does that mean?
Well, it's about a 3-hour drive. You got to go
Right, you got
left and then right and then left and then right and then up and then down. And then
would,
you're there.
Yeah, they would say like, so is it cold in Canada? Oh, I don't know. Is a 4-pound robin fat? I'm like, I don't fucking know. Is it? I guess so. Now that I think about it, I didn't know the immediate answer to that. But yeah, like we ended up going to get like breakfast at some random restaurant with the people from South Carolina and Canada.
Does a frog bump its ass when it jumps?
I assume so. But yeah, we ended up
We
like
did eat with
making friends with
random people.
Right, we're in a restaurant, like 12 of us, with people from Canada, South Carolina, us. It was nuts because
Yeah.
people are friendly, while we're just Grinches. Like, don't fucking talk to me.
Right. Well, then there was the one girl that every morning we saw her taking a walk of
She
shame
was-
from a different
right,
camper.
She was
Because we'd be up, because it got hot there pretty quick, and we
Yeah.
were just in a tent.
humid.
So it's
AF.
as soon as it gets hot or humid, we were both up. So like 7:30, maybe 8:30 at the latest. We're waking up.
And that's with a like hangover or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
We're waking up, sitting out on our lawn chairs, and see this girl every single morning take a walk of shame.
give you like a, hey guys, please don't speak to me. Please don't even look in my direction.
They also had the Toyota Proving Grounds there,
Yeah.
which is where you can drive like one of
test drive any of their cars.
whether it's like their Tacoma, 4Runner,
FJ Cruiser,
FJ Cruiser, and then their what's their
Tundra.
SUV?
Toyota
Sequoia.
Sequoia, I was going to say, I think is
So you could
feels right.
drive all of these on like a little mini road course where it's like you go through the mud and then
Right.
you do all this other stuff and then you drive up on this giant ramp that you get up on it and then it like tilts down
like
forward.
a teeter-totter.
Yeah. And it's maybe like a 2-minute drive.
But it was fun.
Crossed a rickety bridge.
Yeah.
We went to do it
And they're all
at like noon on maybe the first day we're there.
right on Thursday, I think. On Thursday. So we get there Wednesday. On Thursday, we're like, let's go do that Toyota test drive course.
So we're walking over there. We've got a couple beers in our hands. Me and our friend that was with us did. We're drinking beers, and they come up to us and they're like, hey, you want to do this? And we're like, hell yeah, we want to do this.
Yeah, we do.
So we go over there, and they're giving breathalyzers. And it's like,
oh. And they're like, you got to blow a .00 to drive. Like, oh, well, that makes sense. You know, these are
But you-
brand new Toyota cars.
right. But you also just came up to me with a beer in my hand and asked me if I wanted to do this. So we rode with Garrett. Garrett drove. We did not get to drive.
Well, so we do breathalyzers. I blow .00 naturally. Don was some like point.
Probably a .02.
I was going to say some,
0.03.
enough that it wasn't .00. We stopped drinking the night before.
No, this was the next day.
Okay, so this was Saturday. No, this was Friday.
The Friday, we went back because I really wanted to do it.
Yes, you couldn't.
So
do
we
it
went
so
back.
Friday.
Friday morning.
We
First thing
stopped
in the
drinking
morning.
on Thursday at about 9:00 at night.
You did.
No, we all did because we were like went to bed or whatever. Like because Cole, our friend had not had a beer in at minimum 12 hours.
Regardless,
And
we
he blows.
woke up and he blew over a .08.
No, he
the
was
next
like
morning.
.23 or something stupid.
So
like he was
he's-
3 times the legal limit, and we hadn't drank in 12 hours.
So he still couldn't drive.
so
next
he
morning.
blows into it, and they say, like, so I blow into it. They say .00, you're fine. Don's like .04, whatever, he can't drive. Cole blows, our friend blows into it, and he says, what was it? And they said, it's calculating. And at that moment was like, well, he is not going to be able to drive today. When they look at you and say, hold on, it's calculating, you are too high, sir.
I was able to drive the second day.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's most of the stories we have at Bristol. It was also kind of like a little Pokemon collection game because you'd see people walking around with something cool like, hey, where did you get that Marlboro Zippo lighter? Oh, over at the Marlboro tent. You go through there, they give you like a 5-minute spiel where they try and give you lung cancer, and then you get a free Zippo lighter. It's like,
With your initials engraved on it.
yeah,
I still have that Zippo.
I still do too.
It's a nice Zippo.
Yeah. And then you go to the skull tent, and they try and give you lip cancer for 5 minutes, and then you get like a free koozie and a hat and
Yeah.
free samples of chew. So there's all these different. We found somebody working one of those tents.
that
We
we
found
went to-
somebody's cousin, right?
That we went to high school with. We went. They
Yeah.
were working the Allegiant Airlines
Yeah.
tent.
We saw
And,
somebody
like,
that we went to high
and they
school
like,
with. there.
why the fuck are you guys in East Tennessee on this random August weekend? Like, well, we came to party.
So yeah,
Fuck around and find out.
That's Bristol.
So if you'd like to go, hit us up.
We know all the.
Be talked into. I could be talked into going back.
I could be talked into going back too. It was a lot of fun.
I mean, I can't get that. I can't do that.
There was a. At the race we were there with our friend, we take a cooler full of beer in with us
Into the race.
into the race, which is perfectly fine.
Right. Completely allowable.
And we're sitting there drinking, and
He knocks over
He
about
kno-
3 beers
he knocks over like 3 beers on
onto
these
some
junior
junior ROTC kids.
like sitting in front of us,
Very clearly in high school. Very clearly in high school.
like freshmen or sophomores in high school,
Yes.
probably. like spills beers onto him. He's like, I'm sorry.
I'm so
you
sorry.
You guys want a beer? And we're like, cool.
He's like, they're like, oh, we're in high school. And he's like, cool, you want a beer? Like, completely. Like, these are junior ROTC kids. They are going to do things by the book.
Right.
And do you guys want a beer? I'm only 16. Cool, do you want a beer? Like, that's not how this works, Cole. God love him. So those are just a smattering of our Bristol stories. I mean, I look Jeff Gordon right in his Jeff Gordon eyes.
Fuck you, Jeff Gordon. That's what I
Jeff
said.
Gordon. That's what I said to Jeff Gordon driver, the Jeff Gordon 24, Jeff Gordon DuPont, Jeff Gordon Chevrolet.
That's not what Garrett said, but that's what somebody told us that they said.
Yeah. Good times. Good times.
Yeah.
So that's our sports bucket list reaction show.
Let us know things.
All the things.
And you can let us know those things on Twitter at Donnie_G.
At Garrett Seawright is my handle. The podcast is on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at Rankum Podcast. Leave us a 5-star review, like, subscribe, tell your friends about us, however you can help us out. We certainly appreciate it. And we will catch you next time right here on the Rankum Podcast.
Bye.